And what is going on, everybody? So, welcome to another episode of the Sports Talk Podcast with Robert and Tyler. Unfortunately, my co-host Tyler couldn't make it because of health issues. So, I got my buddies from the Spotlight Sports Network, Coach Dante and Key in the building. What's going on, guys? What's going on, guys?
Yo, what's going on, Robert?
Yo, what's good? And Key, you know what I'm gonna say? You know what I'm gonna do for you and Robert? Next stream, I got a special gift for y'all. Y'all gonna see. I'm gonna tell you. I ain't gonna tell y'all about it, but y'all gonna see.
But yeah, but before we get into it, if you got, make sure you guys like the stream up, share the stream out. If you guys are new to both the Spotlight Sports Network or even the Philly Sports Talk podcast channel, make sure you click that red subscribe button down below as well. But with that being said, let's kind of get right into it. The first topic we're kind of go ready to start off is the NFL offseason expectations. So obviously, when most teams go into the offseason, what is your guys' expectations going into this offseason for the most of the teams?
For most of the teams, any team or just
any team that's already started their all season.
Oh, okay. So first, I'm gonna go from the Texans. I'm gonna go from the Eagles. Texans need head coaching duties. I know we getting closer to that. I'm a feeling we get closer to that. I'm feeling Ryan Flores is not going to be the guy. He said, Jonathan Gannon probably. But again, man, like I say, if we get, I'm not going to like the hire. Trust me. I'm not going to like the hire, but I'll do it, whatever it takes to win. If he feel Nick Caserio feel like he's the guy, then, hey, I got to support him just like I did Brock Osweiler. I didn't like the move by Brock Osweiler at all. See, why Denver did not pay him his money and the Texans did, but and then it fell. So, like I say, I still got to support. We need running backs. I know we got Rex Burkhead back, but he's older version, so we need a running back. Brandon Cook's on the verge of leaving. We're going to need another receiver. We're going to need pretty much everything in the offseason. It'll be we're coming back next season. I want to see how Davis Mills mature, but this is a big offseason for the Houston Texans. Deshaun Watson, I'm gonna let people know right now, he is done in Houston. He's been done. He's not playing for Houston. Nick Caserio already addressed that in several articles. He is not playing for Houston. I think even if Ryan Flores would have came to Houston, everybody said he think he will make a big input on Deshaun Watson. What if he stays? But I believe Watson will be already done in Houston due to the organization. Now, if Ryan Flores goes somewhere else, and that's a possibility that Deshaun Watson will team up with him for the Eagles. I believe Jalen Hurts is the guy for at least another year. He does enough to deserve another year. He just got a lot of things to work on, man. There's no such thing that he really cannot throw. He could do it. He just don't got the arm talent. He just don't got the talent right now. He's just not good enough to beat people with his arm at this moment. But we got a lot of major issues. The linebacking core. We need a cornerback. We need a safety.
That's what I'm saying. Another safety.
Hurting that linebacker. We may need a goddamn edge rusher. All I care about. And I'm gonna give Howie Roseman a warning. And something that me and you and Key, we all been talking about. You cannot have 3 draft picks and fuck it up.
Guys, about to say, don't.
Unacceptable if you fuck up with 3 draft picks first round. Unacceptable.
But Blue City. I think Houston has concluded their interview with Jonathan Gannon from what I saw. But even that too, like that is true. Both, even you could also say about the not just the Eagles and the Houston Texans. You could also make the argument that Jacksonville needs a whole new revamp. What's going down that because if you're talking about dysfunctional, I think that Jacksonville is pretty much because I feel like Shad Khan doesn't really let his son Tony run it because I think he knows more about football than Shad Khan would ever know. The only football he ever cares about is soccer. Well, technically over here we call it soccer, but you kind of get the point. But even with the draft coming up too, I mean, I know for those who don't know, both Eric with the AC experience and Dante has a show called Path to the Draft. And they kind of break it down who's going to go where and whose stock's going up and who's going to fall in the lead on the draft board. So, other than that, I mean, I think Jacksonville needs a revamp. I feel like Denver, on the other hand, kind of needs. Obviously, they're another team that is one of the many teams that needs a head coach. Probably another quarterback because Drew Lock ain't it for them. Teddy Bridgewater is okay, but I feel like he's just more serviceable to have for that. I don't know, but what are your thoughts about it, Key?
I mean, hold on, my bad. Like I said, I'm still at work. um, but no, like the Lions need pieces as well. I feel like the Lions ain't that bad. They're the greatest 2 or 3 whatever record they was team I've ever seen in my life. They fight and compete every game. They fight and compete. They're just a couple pieces away, from getting better. They got number 2 pick. I think it is. They got number 2.
Yeah,
Number
number
2.
2 pick because
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Jacksonville's
Lions
just
got the number 2 pick.
they can
Jaguars
go
got
out
number
and get
1.
Thibodeau. They can get somebody, to help their defense now, or they can go get somebody on the offensive side of the ball to help them out. Um, Denver, like, and here in Philly, I'm just tired of hearing them now. This whole thing about Russell Wilson. Why would you waste picks on a quarterback when we already have one and we need other holes? So whoever keeps saying, "Oh, Russell's coming to Philly," is stupid. Russell's not coming here. We got other holes we got to fill. We need to fill defensive. We need to get another wide receiver. We need another safety. Why would we blow it all on a guy? That's ridiculous.
and not to
Um,
mention too, Russell Wilson's already kind of started kind of getting into his decline because he's already up in his 30s. So I mean, I think another 3 to 4 years. I think after that, I think Russell Wilson is probably going to be done after that.
I mean, I just feel. I mean, you can't count out some of these quarterbacks. So I think for me, Russell, I think he still has it. He's only 33. I think he's still that good quality elite quarterback. He just ain't got no pieces right now with him. His offensive line stinks. He's always running for his life. His running back always gets hurt. He only got DJ Metcalf and Lockett out there. Like y'all need to get
Yep.
some pieces around Russell in Seattle, and his defense is horrible. So I would want to change the scenery, or if they already clean the house with firing a defensive coordinator and everything. I don't see Pete Carroll staying there for long. So either Russell stays in Seattle, they build around him, or he goes to a new change of scenery, just like Matthew Stafford did. And look at Stafford now. They was just a
And
quarterback. They're just a missing quarterback since Jared Goff wasn't it. They added
it's
Stafford, and this is
it's a
now or
rumor.
never for the Rams team because they have no excuses now for them not to get to the Super Bowl.
It's a rumor out there that the Texans are trying to trade that 3rd pick. It's a
Why would
rumor
y'all
out there.
trade?
No, it's a rumor out there because they may see something better in the draft that they may have to get. They may want, but like I said, I would trade that third. I wouldn't trade that 3rd big pick, but like I
No, I
say,
wouldn't trade
if
that 3rd pick.
if you see something better in the middle of the draft, please don't drop us far down. If you try to trade the 3rd pick, at least move down to 5th or 7th. I wouldn't be upset with that. But I feel like you can still get an impact player. You definitely can get an impact player still in the draft in the top 7 if you're gonna trade 3rd overall pick. But don't trade it in the off season to get some kind. Come on, man. Now I want that 3rd overall pick, and I want to get an impact player in this draft. If you're gonna trade the 3rd pick, do it in the draft. Get down to at least 7, and you never know because the draft is going to start with Houston because you got a feeling Aiden Hutchinson may be off the board, and you're gonna have Thibodeau off the board, top 2. What would the Texans, if they do keep the 3 pick, what would they do at 3? What would we do at 3?
Kyle Hamilton.
Like I say again, that's when
Kyle
the draft
Hamilton,
start.
Evan Neal, Jordan
I won't
Davis.
call Hamilton. I won't call Hamilton.
I think Kyle Hamilton. I think Kyle Hamilton. I think also Booth too. You could also kind of go after too.
Oh, we can go down Stingley. We do need corners.
Stingley too.
We need corners. Hey, but let me see if I still got my notes on Kyle Hamilton because I did some researching last night. I did do some film study last night. From last night. Hold on. Now I don't think I got my sheets with them yet, but I think I read it on Path in the Draft of Kyle Hamilton stuff. But the Eagles, I wouldn't mind them getting Jordan Davis either, man, on that defensive line. So
but then again, I have a feeling I feel like Jordan Davis is going to go to the Raiders. For some reason, he sounds like a Raiders name.
Yeah.
And again, if they do, but then again, Jordan Davis is a dog. Like,
yeah, I did some film study on him last night, and I got all his strengths and I got most of his weaknesses. He only have 2 weaknesses, and I'm gonna read these to y'all, and then I'm gonna explore everything up for next week because these are for next week notes. Jordan Davis, his strength is size. His size, he's got good strength, great running game, and he has sneaky athleticism. Only weakness, Pat, he's a big guy, so he's not gonna be in the passing game, involved in the passing game so much. He's gonna have trouble getting to the quarterback. And then he's got an injury history. He's got an injury history from the notes that I wrote down in the film that I wrote down, but he's very dominant in the run game. That guy's very dominant in the run game, and he'll be good for someone like the Raiders. He'll be damn good for someone like the Raiders that can very much be supported.
Just having him, and then with Phylon on the probably leading the way too, and then you also have Max Crosby on the outside. I mean, I think the Raiders can, like say, if the Raiders do have pick up Jordan Davis from the draft, that's going to be a very solid D line. I think for me. I feel like the Raiders needs to go defense. I mean, maybe snatch an offensive line like later in the later rounds, not compared to Alex Leatherwood not being don't reach. But I think if you try to get someone like Jordan Davis, who, like Dante said, has a couple weaknesses, but everything else is pretty much he's just a strong. And the fact that Davis also has speed too, like that's scary enough as it is.
You can get him at least at 10 through 17. 10 through 17 range, you can at least get Jordan Davis right there. He's a definite first round pick, but he's gonna be definitely between 9 through 17.
But like you said, and also the thing too, taking into consideration like how well if he does well in the combine, he's gonna go up further up on the board.
Yep.
So the combine kind of can determine where you're going to be, or how if you go up or go down in the draft. And this is why I think with Jameson Williams, I feel like he's going to fall into like the early second round because of that torn ACL in his
Jameson
knee.
Williams, Michi, Matt Corral, depends on how bad his injury is. They're gonna fall between the second and third round.
Look, if I'm the Eagles, I'll take a Jameson Williams. I'll take a risk on Williams. I'm just being real with you.
Or
take risks on that, huh?
or try to trade for Calvin Ridley. Try to get that veteran wide receiver. I mean, you got Williams. See Mike Williams too.
You can get Mike Williams in free agency.
That's right. Right. Mike Williams is going to be free agent.
Allen Robinson for free agents, but if you want to get,
I feel like Allen Robinson really go to the Raiders.
I'm telling you, if you want to get Calvin Ridley, I think they're going to ask you for one of those first round picks.
I think they're going to ask you for at least the one first.
Number 19. Don't give up 15 and 16. They can have
Harry Roseman might do it any damn way.
I mean, there were times that it did work. It did work for us every time. I mean, just like take last year, we had the number 12 pick. We trade up 2 spots and pissed off the Giants fans. So,
but I wouldn't be surprised if we traded.
See,
and plus Shane Steichen and Nick Sirianni know Mike Williams.
Yeah,
in that Charger system. So why not?
Yeah, exactly. Why not? But yeah, there's just a lot of expectations. I think the draft's going to be very exciting this year, especially the fact that it's all defensive heavy. I do feel like, for me, I feel like probably like a sleeper pick. Yes, yeah, the Giants hold the 5th and the 7th pick in the first round as well. But
Giants should go all O-line. They should get some offensive line.
I'll get 2 offensive linemen in the first round.
And then start kind of looking at everything else in the later rounds because you never know who's going to be which still annoys me that we could have had JOK in the later rounds last year, but it's like, nope, Cleveland snatched them. But then again, that's kind of how the Eagles are for it. But let's go, and then obviously we did talk about the NFL recap, so I just brought the screen right here. Obviously the 8 games that were, or I'm sorry, 6 games. Let's go with the Raiders and the Bengals. What were you guys' thoughts on the Bengals and the Raiders game?
I mean, the Bengals and Raiders game, the Bengals did a very good job offensively. The referee called pretty much gave the Bengals pretty much the game. The problem was, did Joe Burrow step out of bounds? I don't think he stepped out of bounds. The problem was the whistle. The whistle blew. That was the problem. I don't think Joe Burrow was out of bounds. I think that whistle. When you blow, each time you blow the whistle, anybody in football or whether if it's Little League, you blow the whistle, everybody stops. And I think that's what kind of killed the momentum a little bit. The Raiders had trouble on the offensive line. Derek Carr had a bad game. The interception he threw, the ball wasn't even in the end zone. It was in double coverage trying to make a play. But you got to know to go in the end zone. You're getting a chance for one final play. You got to go in the end zone. Why would you have a route short of the end zone? That doesn't make sense. They did run the ball a lot, very well. And then there was a lot of holding penalties that took the thing back. Josh Jacobs runs to the 1 yard line. All of a sudden, you get to holding penalty that pushes them back 10 yards. All of a sudden, they had to kick a field goal. And Darren Waller didn't show up. Hunter Renfrow wasn't even in game on one of those plays. Third and Renfrow, he wasn't in the game on third down. Then the secondary was getting eaten up. Faison was getting eaten up by Jamar Chase. If you leave that dude one-on-one, he's gonna eat.
Yeah, he's gonna burn everybody.
Yeah, he's gonna eat.
I think I don't know if it was Hammer, Spotlight, Ern, or Eric. Somebody said like, why would you have Faison there, Bo? You could have had like someone like a veteran like Casey Hayward.
On him.
I would have had Casey Hayward guarding Jamar Chase at least one-on-one, and then again that might not work, but at least bring somebody else to help out Casey Hayward trying to contain Jamar Chase.
Yeah,
but just not gonna. I mean, despite the score wise, I thought it was a good, well played game.
Yep, it was.
If it weren't for that whistle, I mean, I think the score would have been. I think that would have been a blowout. And how about this next game? This is disgusting. Bills and Patriots. What the fuck? Oh, Bill Belichick, what the fuck happened to your defense? You had a top-rich defense, and just you got completely shit the bed after that. Oh my god!
Oh my goodness, man! That was just an atrocity right there. That was just an atrocity football game right there. No ifs, ands, buts about it. That game was just a terrible game for the New England Patriots. Josh Allen finally showed up to play. He's been showing up for the last couple of weeks to play football. Finds Dawson Knox in the back of the end zone, which was a great catch. And that interception by Michael Hyde was ridiculous. Him bailing the cornerback out. The cornerback was beat. And Michael Hyde just comes out of nowhere and catches the interception. And they finally exploited the running game, too. That was one of the reasons why the Buffalo Bills won this game as well. They finally got Devin Singletary involved in the run game and in the pass game. Josh Allen was able to get involved in the run game. Everybody pretty much, the defense, everybody pretty much had a field day for Buffalo. So now they plan against a good test in Kansas City this coming weekend.
Yeah, I mean, obviously another shit in the bed game. The Buccaneers and the Eagles.
Lord Jesus, dude, we got to get my bag. You looked at my instructors trying to put me on the spot, thinking I wasn't paying attention when I was. Ha! I'm wrong. But anyway, that game was just crazy. Like I feel like Nick Sirianni was going back to when we was 2-5 in that run, and I feel like he just forgot everything that got him to the playoffs was out the window. Didn't run the ball, didn't throw the ball. He just kept throwing. I just felt like I was like, okay, we in the beginning of the season again. What got you here? And then when you realize it was too late.
Yeah. And plus, I mean, think about Jonathan Gannon kind of starting to slow up with the defense too. And this is why I think we need a veteran defensive coordinator, because I don't think Jonathan Gannon's it. I mean, it's just like if you have someone like a veteran like a Vic Fangio, who's another defensive coordinator?
Mike Zimmer.
Mike Zimmer.
Yep.
And what's funny is it's like even Mike Zimmer even has a Super Bowl ring, and that was in '95 with the Cowgirls. the very last Super Bowl before they start talking all. And speaking of my good buddies, despite having the stomach problems,
Hey, what's up?
What up, Tyler?
Not much.
Yeah, we're kind of doing the wild card recaps.
Okay. How many games did you cover, Rob?
So far, we covered the Bengals and the Raiders. We did the Bills and the Patriots, and then we just finished covering the Eagles and the Bucks.
Oh, thank God! I didn't have to go and torture myself with that one.
It's just like the thing is just like you have a good team in the Patriots, and you decide to shit the bed.
How do you give up touchdowns on every fucking drive?
When I was doing that game, I just realized I was saying to myself, did the Bills even punt the ball? I was like,
it didn't literally
they punted all night.
No, they didn't.
I mean, Jesus, man, but then again,
I was telling my parents because they were watching it with me. I'm like, this is like they're playing on Madden rookie mode.
That's crazy. They didn't even punt the ball the whole night. That's tough.
No.
Oh yeah. Next game we got, I think this was a pretty decent game. The 49ers and the Cowboys.
I want to talk about that blunder at the end of the game. What are your guys' take on it?
I just feel what the quarterback draw or the football placement?
The football placement thing.
The football placement, I feel like that's an excuse that Dallas fans are making. You know, God's green earth. It doesn't matter. In Little League, you have to give the football to the ref so you can place it. They was just caught up in the moment because anyway, that was a stupid play call. You know you didn't have a timeout. You know you didn't have much time. You cannot use the middle of the field. If you had a timeout, then you can that play could have been the game could have been
a lot different than it should have been.
But he didn't have a timeout. And plus, you forgot to get a ball to the ref, and they replaced it on his own. You always have to give the ball to the referee, no matter what, so the ref can spot the ball the right way. So the ref jumped back in the play, and spotted the ball by the time they getting ready to spot the ball. The game was already over. So the ref did a great job. In anything, Little League, any sport, you have to give the ball to the referee so he can spot the ball. You cannot do that. They were just caught up in the moment trying to get another play off, and it got to them. You have to get a ball to the referee. Soon after the play over, you have to do that.
And definitely too, and number two. I mean, it's already funny enough that Nickelodeon it's already bad or made the Cowboys look like a joke on television.
They completely dogged the fucking code with their little slime thing and that whole thing. They dogged.
Oh yeah. I was
like, I'm kind of Nickelodeon for this.
Yeah, that's true, Arku. Like the Cowboys are pretty much known to shoot themselves in the foot. And number two, like they were the most penalized team in the league. But before that was we pretty much held that spot, but we learned how to clean up the penalties. Number two, you had someone like Mike McCarthy who knows how to shit the bed in the postseason. And it's just like there's a lot of things that goes wrong. And let's be real. I mean, I know there's some humble Dallas fans out there, but what the fuck? Why throw trash onto your players and the officials?
Seriously,
exactly. Like, what goes through your mind? Like, literally, that makes you look. And you think we're bad, and these other fan bases look bad. I mean, look, that just makes you look even like classless at this point.
It does.
And they thought Philly fans was bad. I mean, we've done some notorious things. I mean, throw snowballs at Easter bunnies and Santa Claus and Jerry Jones.
Well, I think it was like snowballs and batteries, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, we threw batteries at JD Drew.
Oh shit! I forgot about that one.
Popcorn on Russell Westbrook, but I don't think we would ever throw stuff at the referee. I mean, we booed Michael Irvin when he got hurt. Now I ain't can condone that one. I ain't like that one at all. But we would never throw no stuff at no ref.
No, and that's true. Like, and there was no account. Like, they were just too salty about it. And let's be real, I do feel bad for some Dallas fans who bet big money on that game too. At the same time,
I when you see the fans crying in the stands, I'm like, they must have bet so much money on this damn game.
They were like,
ridiculous. You would never ever, as a fan, see me cry over no team losing. Really? You know why they're
Like-
crying? Because they can never go nowhere. They always a one and done team. That's why.
That's 27 straight years of not being in the NFC title
Once
game.
I seen that, I was like,
Dude,
oh my goddamn. Oh my goddamn. They must feel like this was their best chance to get to the second round, going up against a 6-seeded 49ers team that is really actually not a 6 seed. They can be much higher.
I think at best,
but
I think the
again-
49ers could be, I think, a 3 seed at best.
Yep. But again, that's what they play like. They play like a higher seed.
And that's the thing too. Like, and this is why I think Jimmy G, I think is still a good quarterback of Jimmy G's caliber. I mean, Deebo Samuel, he ran over the Dallas defense. It's just like Brandon Ayuk went off. I mean, there's a lot of balanced play calling with the 49ers. Kyle Shanahan and was it Raheem Morris? No, that's with the Rams. Who's their defensive coordinator?
For the you talking about for the
Niners?
D'Amico Ryans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's D'Amico Ryans. Yo, the ex.
Yeah,
Texas
he's doing great as a defensive coordinator.
He was great as a player.
Yeah, he was great with the Houston Texans. He was great, nigga. He was an all-pro. He was an all-pro.
So he deserved that job.
And which makes sense. It's like, see, this is why I think I like former players becoming coaches, because it's like they bring that knowledge, and we like D'Amico. Was it D'Amico Ryans, a defensive player with the Texans?
Yeah,
Dante?
he was a linebacker. He was an all-pro linebacker. Yeah.
He was literally the one linebacker, Rob, that was good for us.
Oh shit! I forgot about him. Oh my god! I forgot he even played for us.
Yeah, he was the one great linebacker that we had.
Out of all his years he played for Houston, he led the Houston Texans in tackles every single year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, over 130 some tackles each year.
Oh, definitely. But next game we got is the Steelers and the Chiefs. Let's be real. The fact that
we all knew this. We all knew Kansas City was winning this game. Even Ben said, "I'm just out here having fun. We not winning this game."
Yeah, Ben was like, "I don't think we're gonna win this game." I'm like, "Oh my god, believe in your damn team, bro."
You know what? We all knew that.
Ben's gonna be he's gonna hang it up.
There was no way the Steelers were winning this game. But when I was doing the game, I was saying when the Steelers got that sack fumble and TJ Watt picked up that fumble and went to the end zone, I was like, uh-oh, you had something here. Next thing you know, he comes a KO punch. He comes a knockout punch. All of a sudden, 4 straight touchdowns, unanswered touchdowns for the Kansas City Chiefs. They kind of woke them up. So when you in boxing, you don't do a shootout with the Kansas City Chiefs because they're going to make you pay for it. I mean, it's like boxing. It's like when you're boxing somebody, it's like all of a sudden you can go round for round with them. You can go round for round with them. That's what like Kansas City tried to do. You can go round for round with them. You can go round for round. Once they hit you with that big old one punch, it's over with. That's what Kansas City did. They scored. The Steelers picked up the fumble. The game was shut out for a minute. Both teams was stopping each other on defense. Steelers picked up their fumble. They went to the end zone. They scored. All of a sudden, Kansas City hit the KO upon them. Hit the technical knockout on them with 4 straight touchdowns. That was pretty much the game. They hit you with that one big punch, and it was it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, look, none of us can deny that Big Ben is a no doubt Hall of Famer for what he's done in the last 16 to 17 years. And we all knew he's already way past his prime. I mean, you saw it in his play. The fact that Najee Harris and that sometimes Chase Claypool's their only source of offense and TJ Watt's the only great defensive player that they have. That's telling you that shows there's a problem in Pittsburgh on both sides of the football. But then again, I mean, you still got a great head coach in Mike Tomlin. The fact that he has not had a losing season during his tenure there it's just amazing. But I know I haven't really put this down, but I heard what do you guys' thoughts about Brandon Brooks going to be retiring?
Yo, thank you for that one Super Bowl, dude. Thank you.
Okay. Before we move on to that, shout out to Jason and Travis's mom.
Oh yeah,
because
she was.
he
Oh,
was in
yeah.
Tampa.
Dude, she was the
He was
MVP.
in
Mom of the
Tampa
year.
looking at Jason's game and flew to Kansas City for Travis's game. Like
That's
all
mom of the year right there.
That's love and dedication.
It
So,
is.
I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if I'll be able to do that, but that's kind of cool. And for her to see Travis actually throw a touchdown, he said in the presser, because she surprised him in the she asked a question in his press conference, and he was saying how I told you one day I'm going to throw a pass in the NFL, and I did. He said it only took me 9 years to do it, but he did it. But I think that family's cool though. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that look, Travis is a great player in this too, and same with Jason Kelsey. I feel like when Jason Kelsey retires, the Eagles at times I feel like it's not going to be the same without him.
Mhm.
Same with Brandon Graham too. Brandon Graham is him and Kelsey is what they define the Philadelphia Eagles. And the funny thing, what I found out about Brandon Brooks is like shit. I actually found that he played for the Texans at one point in his career. Like what?
Yeah, he did. Brandon Brooks did.
I didn't know he was with the. I knew
One time he was with the
Texans.
Brooks. One time he was with the Texans. Yeah, he was for a couple of years. Yep.
That's crazy. I didn't know that because obviously me, Key, even Dante, even my buddy Tyler, we accustomed to see him with the Philadelphia Eagles. And
No, when he went to Saints before the Eagles.
oh shit, I don't know.
Where did he come from before the Eagles? I knew he was somewhere.
I don't know, but all I know is I'll be honest, but the fact that, and look, I understand why he wants to retire. I mean, obviously, retire as a Super Bowl champion. Plus, I mean, there was like different injuries he suffered. Obviously, that pectoral injury he suffered, which really knocked him out. I'll be honest, I kind of do feel bad for Brandon Brooks for suffering two Achilles injuries at the same almost like different 2 points in time. But the fact that he comes back on the second one in 6 months, that's superhuman. That's unheard of.
Oh, he was with the Texans from 2012 to 15, and then he came to us. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Only 32 though, man. Still young, retire young, but hey, man, what a career, man, for Brandon Brooks.
You know what a career for Brandon Brooks.
Mhm.
Obviously we get to the Monday night game.
That game was just Arizona wasn't who we thought they was.
I feel set up. We had 4 fucking blowouts. That's sad.
That's what I was saying. I'm like, this
We had 4
weekend
blowouts.
sucks.
Oh, that's sad. Feel like Coach Spotlight set me up a little bit. That's cold.
It was just horrible. I mean, OBJ showed, hey Cleveland, it wasn't me. It was Baker Mayfield. Put some respect on my name, and
Yep.
And I mean, Cooper Kupp being just still a great receiver. Or hell, even you use him as a tight end. It's just like, and then Matthew. And let's be real, I think Matthew Stafford was very efficient
He was.
in that game.
Yeah.
Like Cam Akers, the fact that Cam Akers whoever his doctor is, has done wonders for Cam Akers to make him come back.
Yeah, because coming back from Achilles injury,
It's not easy.
It's definitely not easy.
But then again, he goes to say that for Brandon Brooks coming back in 6 months. So I mean, it's just like, because I said in my video about Brandon Brooks, like usually Achilles was about like a year and a half at most. So I think but then again, I mean, let's see so would the Rams get the Bucks coming up in the divisional round, or is it that Green Bay?
Yep. It's the Rams. Got the Bucks.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a good one. But the problem that I see with the Rams is they're not that physical. That's something that they need to turn up that physicality if you want to compete against the Bucks. But from what I've been hearing, that they're not going to be playing Leonard Fournette again for some odd reason.
Well, Fournette is hurt. That's why you saw.
Okay, that does make sense.
You saw Vaughn running most of the ball.
I think Vaughn and somebody,
Giovanni Bernard.
And I think also Mike Evans. I think is Chris Godwin's hurt.
Yeah, Chris Godwin is hurt. Yeah.
But I feel like it's going to be a very close game, because if that becomes a blowout, then we got a problem on our hands.
Oh my goodness, man! I don't want to see them in the playoffs, man. I
Yeah,
really
the goddamn wild card weekend was
I still don't
stupid.
understand why Gannon didn't have Slay following Mike Evans.
don't.
I don't know.
5 catches, 114 yards, and a touchdown. That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous. That's just absolute garbage. That's crazy.
Yeah, but going to the next one, who's your guys' Super Bowl predictions?
I said Green Bay and Cincinnati. Yes, I'm going there. Green Bay and Cincinnati.
See, I like Cincinnati, but I feel like Green Bay's going to want to find a way to choke. But for me, I feel like I've liked Cincinnati, and I want to go Cincinnati and the Rams.
I was either thinking Bucks, Bills, or Bucks, Bengals. I'm with you on this one, Rob. Green Bay has a tendency of choking the NFC Championship.
Yeah, I mean and it's just like sometimes Green Bay is a good team, but sometimes it's hard to get things done just with Rodgers and Devontae Adams. It's like, I mean, we saw that. I mean, I don't know who's. Hey, if you can't even put it in the group chat, say like Randall. I forgot he brought Randall Cobb back. I completely forgot about that. I feel like a sleeper for the Super Bowl is the 40.
I was like, crap. Randall Cobb is still on the. Green Bay's getting everybody back. Bakhtiari is coming back. Zaire.
Zaire I think's coming back.
I don't know, man.
But I do think,
like they say, funnier things have happened in the playoffs. So
I'm gonna go NA until we get to the championship. Then I'm gonna tell my prediction.
Good move.
Yep.
Yeah, Eric. So Eric's going Packers and Bills.
Okay.
I like that.
Eric, I realized something about Eric. He loved them goddamn Buffalo Bills. He loved them goddamn.
Hey, don't forget. Hey, Dante, don't forget. You also got to blame that on Mitch too, because he's the one who also predicted the Bills to.
For real.
It's real. I think
it's working so far though.
That's true.
It'll be working.
I'll be honest too. Like the fact that for a team like the Bills to lose 4 straight Super Bowls in the 90s, like how unlucky can you goddamn get? Like literally, like how do you lose 4 straight? Like, but other than that, for me, see, my sleeper pick's probably going to be the 49ers. I feel like 49ers is going to find a way to, be that sleeper team. But I mean, with the way that Joe Burrow is going about in the playoffs, it looks like I think Joe Burrow's going to be a different animal in the playoffs. It's really.
I feel like after watching him in that first wild card round playoffs, the guy passes the eye test. He's got that poise. Yep. He's got that determination. He's got that confidence. He
just pretty much kept that since coming out of LSU.
Yeah, he wasn't playing scared in the playoffs. Like a lot of quarterbacks, they're scared, they're nervous, they're like uptight.
We saw with Mac Jones.
That's what I said. Kyler Murray. I just think he was overwhelmed in the playoffs this year, man. Like, I mean, we know DeAndre Hopkins can be a big factor probably why, but how much of a difference Hopkins would have made on that team by the way the Rams played that night? Not too much. But then again, he's a top 7 he's a top 7 quarterback.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Call him, so you do have to make guys better. If you're considering yourself as a top 7 quarterback in the league, you still got Christian Kirk, Zach Ertz out there, and Rondale Moore in a pretty decent running game. You still got those guys out there. So if he's a top 7 quarterback in the league, and you still got to make those guys better.
They also had JJ Watt back from the IR at the same time at the defensive end of the football.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I was like, man, but it is what it is, though. I mean, I'll give a lot of props to the Cardinals, even though they played like crap in the wild card game. It's just like as soon as when D-Hop went down, I think that's when that skid starts to happen. Because I mean, look, and even too, like they even beat the Cowboys even when D-Hop was on the IR. There's a lot of some games that they beat teams without D-Hop, but D-Hop's pretty much just what defines the Arizona Cardinals. It's just I feel like Kyler Murray. There's a few others like Jalen Hurts. I feel like played scared a little bit. Mac Jones kind of feel like he was nervous. I mean, you could see it. But Burrow is something different.
Yeah, Burrow
don't win
easily a top 10 quarterback easily.
Oh
Joe
yeah,
Burrow.
I think Burrow could be top 5.
He could be. I don't think he's there yet.
I don't think he's there yet.
For the way he's playing like a top 5 quarterback. And
This year, yeah, he's playing like it this year.
but overall, I think he's definitely a top 10 quarterback. But
definitely he got into that.
But that's a very good question.
I don't think it'd be Green Bay because the problem with Green Bay with McCarthy was the same issue that they had in the wildcard game when he was in Dallas. It was just the play calling down the stretch, and it killed. And with Green Bay, they've got a lot of firepower. They got a lot of good defensive players, and they somehow screwed it up. Why? Mike McCarthy.
And
you know why I say I would love to pick the 49ers as an upset, but I had the Packers, but I said NA on the 7200 second show last night. The reason why the 49ers defense, the 49ers defense and that rushing game, that running game, that run defense is very fucking good. And they have the intangibles to slow down Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. The only thing about the 49ers is the goddamn quarterback. That's it.
That is true.
Situations, he turns the
ball.
ball.
You know, Arku is fed up with Dallas. He's saying he don't care.
Yeah, and a lot of blame is also getting placed on Kellen Moore too at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's
like
the
that
only
draw play.
question I got.
Sorry, it's 24 seconds left. There's no way you
and let's talk and think about it this way: the fact that Dallas burned 3 timeouts in like a very short amount of time.
It was 14 seconds left when he did that play.
And that's another thing with McCarthy, time management. He is horrendous with time management. Like that's even Thomas Green Bay, that's what killed Green Bay was time management. And the way
Rob, as soon as they called that quarterback draw, I'm like, this is the game right here.
Yeah.
Because of that. Because of them not having timeouts, Dak didn't run out of bounds. Then they were trying to do a no huddle thing. I'm like, they're gonna run out of time.
Yep.
What's going on, Eric?
And you gotta know, you can't make an excuse that you can't make that excuse. You know you got to get a goddamn ball to the referees. Come on now. You got to get a ball to the referees.
But it is funny to see Stephen A. Smith troll Cowboys fans, though, at the end of the day.
No Cowboy fan can complain that the ref wasn't doing his job because the ref literally threw Dak Prescott out of the way to get to that ball. So it's not like the ref wasn't.
You know the ref got to place the ball on the ground. That goes in Little League, anything. You know the ref got to be the first one out the play to touch the ball.
If that's the case, Dak, when you had the quarterback draw, you should have hurried up and threw it to the ref, and the ref would hurry up and put it on the line. Like, don't just give it to your center and put the ball down.
Yeah. Anywhere it goes, I don't believe they would have had enough time if he'd have done that. But he knows he should have gave that ball to the referee instead of try to put it down. Instead of try to put it down and make your own goddamn play.
They wouldn't.
I know Stephen A. may not be an idiot, but it's funny that he trolls the Cowboys a lot. So I'll give him.
I live for the next day when something happens to Dallas. And
he comes out with a cigar and a cowboy hat. I'm like, yep, this is.
He was showing every Cowboy fan how upset they were. Did you catch that?
Like, yeah, Mitch, we were kind of talking about that. I'm pretty sure some of them bet big money on the Cowboys to win and say, yeah.
The woman was hysterical, like somebody died in her family, and then
like
the other
literally,
one was
this is like she. But then again, there was like this one lady, she didn't show any emotions, man. They made her pretty much a meme.
That woman,
you talking about the 2 black ladies?
Yes.
That one was like, not this shit again. That was actually, Rob, that was the exact right reaction, though. Her reaction.
Lisa's was like, what the fuck?
That was the perfect fucking reaction. That's meme worthy, Rob.
That is super meme worthy.
They're all meme worthy. They're all.
yeah, you're right. There are.
Eric was trolling on Twitter all day just for those memes. Yo, he had a
and I was like, Eric, you got to get off. Eric, you got to get off. And he was like, no, I'm having a field day.
It's just look at Cowboy fans were talking all year long, and in the second half of the season, especially when they put 50 on y'all second, third stringers, and it was getting annoying. So I was like, y'all gonna be one and done, and they were like, no, you're not. And then they caught Thanksgiving a fluke, and then they got one and done. So it proved my point. But now the Niners are talking all this smack about Raiders going home. So now I hope the Niners get smacked in the mouth.
Now
I hope they get
you
smacked.
now come to find out. Now Jimmy G has like a torn ligament in his shoulder.
He has a torn ligament in his wrist and a banged up shoulder.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, man.
Damn.
If the Niners beat the Packers, shit, I would apologize to Niners. But there's no way they win this shit. I'm sorry, I said it.
You know what? I could definitely see that, but I mean, you got a rookie quarterback in Trey Lance. I mean, I don't know, man. But other than that, kind of the next topic I want to talk about is the bright spot. Some bright spots for the Philadelphia Eagles this year.
There's not many.
I mean, like I said, there was a few. For me,
there was a couple.
There was a couple, but that's it. I mean,
Milton Williams for me is number one. For me, it's Milton Williams.
Yeah,
because the fact that this guy comes out of Louisiana Tech as a third-round pick and steps up when the time really needs to, it's crazy that and also paramount with Javon Hargrave. He's shown potential. He's got potential to be a great defensive lineman. And I think another guy, for me, I think I'm going to go with Darius Slay too. Is another guy that really stood out. Just the way that his season has went. Let's be real. Let's be real.
Dude, I want to talk about that.
Diggs does not deserve an All-Pro nod. God damn it!
How do you get a guy who's
when
burnt toast?
When I had the Eagles beat writer yesterday, Chris Franklin on my show. Shout out to Chris Franklin. That guy's the OG. That guy's the GOAT. He lost it when Darius Slay only got one vote. He was like, "That's ridiculous." One.
Literally one measly vote over a guy who
that's because
gave up 1,000 yards this
season.
season.
Diggs is overrated.
Yeah, he's a below average cornerback. Like that's
the guy gave up 1,000 yards. Yes, he had 11 picks, but half of those picks were assisted picks.
Yep.
That is true.
And gambling, our balls thrown right to him. So again, and then he used to be a receiver. So again, that has a little bit of part of it. Again, if you gamble, you got shit. Hey, you're gonna get some of those picks. But Darius Slay, the reason why they ain't got the picks or Jalen Ramsey, because people literally don't throw their damn weight like that.
Because they know they're going to get picked off or it's going to get deflected.
How can you have 11 interceptions and people still not scared to throw your way?
Yep.
Just like Sunday. How can you have 11 interceptions and people still not scared to throw your way?
Yep.
That's absolutely true.
Exactly.
Yep.
I think another guy, you could probably make a case for, Javon Hargrave, despite he was kind of on and off. Even though he got the Katy Perry syndrome a little bit, but I do think thanks to Keith for that analogy, but
that's a legendary analogy. I got to say that.
Like anybody, like it's pretty much like she coined the term. Like anybody who's hot and cold, they got the Katy Perry syndrome.
Yep.
Pretty much,
but
it fits perfectly.
It does.
But I know. Look, I mean, Javon Hargrave coming in this year. I know there were some games he was quiet, but I thought overall the way he played this year, despite having some quiet games, I think this is what we would have seen. And like during this, I think what was the last team he played before coming here? Was it Pittsburgh, if I'm not mistaken?
Who?
Javon Hargrave.
Hargrave.
I do not know.
I'm thinking Pittsburgh, but
that's what I think too.
So I mean, Josh Sweat. I mean, obviously, I liked because obviously he and I are one, which is funny. I told my buddy Tyler this too. Like he and I are 1 day apart in the same year. The dude can get off blocks and get to the quarterback. Oh, trust me, yeah. Like there's no way you're guarding Josh Sweat too at the same time. It's just like Slay has been a good bright spot. Josh Sweat too. It's just like we just need to start. We need to put a lot of work in. It's just like you know what? I always say this too. Leonard, give it a lot of bright spots to him, even on the offensive line. Jordan Mailata, For a guy who has not learned how to play the game of football in 3 years and becoming one of the best offensive line left tackles that we've seen. Hell, I'll even give it to Lander Dickerson too. He looked like a stud.
So I
And
got
he stayed
questions for
healthy.
y'all.
And that was
Which is-
a
which is-
concern. And that was a concern going in when he got drafted. Was his injury?
Was it like the what was it? Is it like a knee problem? I'm thinking it was.
Yeah, there was a knee injury. He had like
So I got a
2 knee
question.
injuries. He had like
So
2
let's
knee
just
injuries
say-
in like
Let's
2
just
years.
say Gannon is a pretty good defensive coordinator. Is it because he didn't have the right pieces on defense? Or are we giving him the benefit of the doubt that he just flat out can't be a defensive coordinator in this league?
he can't, because the problem is he played a lot of soft coverages all year.
And
He's playing
hardly ever
guys 10
blitzed.
yards, in front of the receiver. You're going to get beat every time. The problem is he's playing a lot of soft coverages.
Yeah, and too. And then he doesn't know how to blitz at the right time. That's
No,
another.
it doesn't.
It's just like this is why, and I think this is why I think I would say go with if he does get hired as a head coach. Which, let's be real, like the fact he's already getting considered is already laughable as it is.
Mhm.
But I do feel like if he does go, I think we need to start looking at a veteran defensive coordinator.
I think if he does go, the Eagles should sign back Ryan Kerrigan. We didn't hear Ryan Kerrigan.
Yeah, like
all
what?
season.
Like exactly
Playoffs
what the
come,
hell?
You hear his name.
We heard
Ryan
it
Kerrigan's
once
gotta
in the
go.
playoffs. That's it.
This is the
Ryan
they said this is the
Kerrigan gotta
first
go.
season he's never really produced anything in his whole career. Are you kidding me?
Mhm.
Yes,
I-
that's
I
just
would-
ridiculous.
I would bring him back if we get a new defensive coordinator who's going to know how to use him.
For me, I mean, as I know people say, I mean, it could be decided. I mean, you still got Vic Fangio. I mean, you still got Mike Zimmer, who does have a Super Bowl ring, despite it was with the Cowboys in 1995. Let's put it that way, because he was their quarterbacks coach. Shit. Could you also make an occasion that maybe Shane Steichen could also be the problem to it? I don't think Shane Steichen is really not that much of a problem as an OC.
I don't think he's not the one calling plays. It's Sirianni.
That's where I feel like where the problem lies. I mean, if you have an OC for a reason, let your OC call some of the plays too to kind of really get the offense set. And the thing is, it's like, it's crazy, but it's the way that I see it, it's like we really haven't had a solid defensive coordinator since Jim Johnson. Let's put it that way.
That's what I said. I was telling my aunt that I'm like, we haven't had a really solid.
Just look at
defensive
how
coordinator
deadly the
since Johnson.
defense-
rolling in his grave right now, saying this is not my Eagles defense.
Exactly, Gay. Exactly.
It's just like
this isn't the top tier defense of the early
Like that-
early to like late 2000s that he fronted.
like the defense that knocked the soul out of Reggie Bush in 2007.
My dude, Rob, I said this countless times when you brought it up on countless episodes. That man died and came back to life.
But I mean, for
Don't
me, I
forget
felt like
about
Sheldon
the
Brown
hit
was.
on Algie Crumpler with B-Doc.
Yeah, don't fuck with B-Dog. He'll just hit your soul out of your
And don't
body.
fuck with Sheldon Brown either, too. Sheldon Brown was it's a sleeper on that defense.
Yeah,
Don't fuck with that whole defense, period.
Bobby
shit.
Taylor. I mean,
But
there was a lot.
with that, I mean, I know that I have a baseball topic, but I want to get Don Lester retiring from the major leagues. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
Great pitcher. He deserves. He's a Hall of Famer, no doubt, as a pitcher. Thank you for to John Lesnar for a great career. Even though you weren't a Philly, thank you.
And the fact, and I'll give him this too, for the fact that he kicked the crap out of cancer too earlier in his career.
Literally bounced back from cancer, had a great career.
Wins a World Series with Boston.
Two World Series rings.
He got three.
He's got three. One with the Cubs.
Oh yeah, three.
With the Cubs in
Three
2016.
Yeah, three.
Yep.
Three of them. One with the Cubs.
And two
Sure,
with
Hall of
Boston.
Famer for John Lester for sure. He's a
Yeah.
Hall of Famer, a very good pitcher, man. Someone that like I said again, hey, can't think anything less of, man. I'm sure Hall of Famer is a great pitcher. Always pitch well in big time situations when you needed him to pitch well. And hey, he's a catalyst
He's
for
just
those.
he's just one of those pitchers. Even like the playoffs. Like you cannot like any of these other pitchers in the playoffs. John Lester is the premier playoff pitcher.
Yeah.
And Rob, I got something to say for you Cubs fans. Expect that guy to be on your Wall of Fame if you have one.
Please do, because he's the one. Well, I know there's many, but he was one of the factors that helped you broke that 108 drought.
Yep.
It's just like, and the thing is, like, the fact that he beat lymphoma early as a rookie, it's just like, shit, man. But it comes back after beating cancer, wins a World Series to end the curse of the Bambino. That's an amazing spectacle in itself. But I had a feeling at some point he was going to hang it up because you could see the tremendous decline in his game. He didn't look at the same pitcher he once was.
Yeah.
From his time in Boston or from his time in Chicago.
Yep.
It's just he's going to find a way to get on the Hall of Fame ballot. That's for sure.
Definitely.
But kind of another one to kind of tie him into the MLB. My question is it time to get a new commissioner at this point?
Yes. No doubt in my mind, we need to get a new commissioner. I don't care. I don't like. First off, you literally fire a sportscaster over an opinion,
which even was the truth.
It was a cold, honest truth. It was an opinion, but it was also the truth.
Number two, you called the World Series trophy a piece of metal. That made a little bit bad look.
You call the most prestigious trophy in baseball a piece of metal. Completely bashing it.
And you had a lot of the players from different teams coming out and calling out your ass for it because of it.
And then you cause an unnecessary lockout.
And Dante, and even this too, like even with the Astros, I know the Astros were a good team, but the fact that he didn't really, because he turned a blind eye to it. Look, I get it; it's a cheating scandal, but let's be real: the Astros had really great players on that squad. I'm not gonna hold it against them, but the fact it's just like I don't know, man. I feel like at this point, man, can we just bring back Bud Selig? I feel like Bud Selig actually was a pretty good commissioner during this time. Yeah, granted, he did turn a blind eye to the steroid era. Yes, we get that. But he actually I feel like Bud Selig had the common sense to actually know, like, to really, really kind of sometimes force the rules a little bit. But I don't know.
I mean, everybody cheated. Man.
I mean, cheating, and that's the thing too in the history of the game.
Cheated with the watches. Boston cheated with the watches.
That's true. And he turned a blind eye to them.
That didn't come back to haunt them. Astros cheated. They cheated in the championship series. They didn't cheat in the World Series. They cheated in the championship series. So that's the reason why he didn't take the title away from the Astros, because he said the Astros were the better team than the Dodgers that year, and the Astros were. And ever since the Astros cheated, and then
I'll say this too. Even though they did cheat in the championship series, but I do think they were a better team than the Dodgers. I'll put that on us right now. I mean, Carlos Correa, Alex Bregman, Jose Altuve, the guy who can prove that size doesn't matter in the game of baseball.
Here's my take on it, Rob.
The spider tag shit. Look at the spider tag. Look at the spider tag stuff.
That's some bullshit right there.
That's cheating. And what happened to Gary Cole after the spider tag? He got knocked around. He started getting knocked around.
Yeah, same with Trevor Bauer too.
He started getting knocked around. That's cheating.
We get ready to get out of here, guys. I got some stuff to do, but
what's going on, Nate?
Appreciate you for having me on, Robert.
Hey, not a problem.
You're welcome.
But yeah, so, but yeah, I mean, kind of we got it out that way.
All right, Rob, I got to take on it.
Shoot.
They didn't need to cheat. That's the thing. They were a great team.
Yeah, they were so well built. It's like, why cheat? I mean, I get it in the history of baseball. Cheating has happened in the history of baseball. We saw it with the 1919 Black Sox. I mean, we saw that. And look what happened to that. I mean, that's become like being kind of like a black mark on the game of baseball. But look, cheating happens in all sports. It happens. But the fact that sometimes it doesn't really, I don't know, man. I find it really crazy.
I understand though that we were a great team, and we still didn't need to cheat to win that. You want to win everything fair, but again, three World Series in 5 years going back.
Hey,
to
look,
back.
man, the
That's
fact that
just
you
all
guys-
we need to know.
And hell, even with the Astros too, like had a lot of down years before all that.
Yeah.
After like
Yep. Man, hey, guess what? If we didn't have those down years, we wouldn't have won that World Series, or we wouldn't have been having the dynasty that we have right
oh yeah,
now.
that's
And we didn't have
true.
those down years
For
because if you
sure.
look at it, when we I was goddamn, I mean, that was the first time I ever kind of been kind of depressed in the mode. But I understand, like you lost you had 3 straight 100 lost seasons.
Yikes.
But again, that benefited because you got Carlos Correa in the draft. You got
You also-
Alex Bregman in the
Yeah,
draft.
Bregman.
You didn't have Altuve. You got Tucker. You did get Tucker. You got Yuli Gurriel, I think, from overseas baseball.
Yeah,
He was a
yeah,
rookie
from
when he
Cuba.
came in. You got all those guys and add some veterans with Beltran and
And just a great
all
farm
those
system
guys.
too at the same time.
Yep. So we got most of those guys through the draft. George Springer, he came through the draft.
But the problem with Springer is he had a hard time staying healthy with you guys
Yep.
too.
Yep.
Mhm.
In his
that-
younger years, yeah, he had a hard time.
Which
He did
which
have one.
that was because like who would have ever thought a young player to have injury problems? Like I think it's just like I don't. It's just like it's crazy to really see someone. Like, and look, I think George Springer's still a good player. It's just that he's just gotta stay healthy.
Yep.
That you could say for any player.
That
like-
shows have so much depth. Like you saw the way they lost Springer and still made it right back. Now I think
Yeah.
we're gonna lose Carlos Correa, and we still will have the potential to do it again.
But
Because we have Altuve, because we still have Jordan Alvarez, we still have Kyle Tucker, and we still gonna have Yuli Gurriel, we still gonna have Michael Brantley. We still gonna the weakest hitters in our lineup is the catchers. That's the weakest
Yeah.
hitter in the lineup. Basically, we got
yeah, I think Maldonado. Yeah, he's got Maldonado, but I think he.
Maldonado.
I know his
he's
average
decent.
says differently, but he's been he's been a decent hitter for you guys.
Yeah,
the Astros.
He's been good defensively. He has elite defense.
Yeah, that's
one
what I'm
thing
saying.
about
It's like it's
Maldonado.
weird. It's like you have something like Maldonado, who's always been known to been a great defensive catcher. It's just weird. Like and you can also say that about Yachty too. At the same time, at the same. I know it's like you're comparing two different catchers, but yeah, someone like Yachty, who's definitely a Hall of Fame catcher in his own right, the way the kind of career he kind of carved out. It's just, yeah, I mean that's true, Damien. A lot of sports done, but I think, I mean, they kind of they really didn't take care of it. I mean, they kind of kept it under control, but people are still doing it, still doing steroids, and they're still going to get popped for it. But, kind of another thing too is kind of give another baseball topic. What do you guys think of the ballot so far? The current the 2022 Hall of Fame ballot. What are you guys' thoughts on the candidates?
A lot of players are deserving in that.
Well,
A
what's
lot
the
of players.
candidates? Who's the candidates?
I think you still got. I think you have like Sosa, Bond. I think there's some of them that are on the last year. Schilling is on those last years. Same as Sosa.
The only one that I don't really care for being in the ballot is Schilling.
For me, I want Barry. For me, I want Barry Bonds. Like, yeah, say what you wanted to use series, but he was probably one of the not of the greatest hitter in the 90s and 2000s. A-Rod, I don't know.
A-Rod,
You know who I
A-Rod
have-
can go somewhere. No.
I think another guy should be a no doubter as Big Poppy himself.
Oh,
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
For sure. I'm gonna go with another guy too. Omar Descale. I think that
How is
guy
the hell he's
nailed it.
not in?
How is he not in the Hall of Fame already?
That's atrocious.
Yeah.
That's bad. That's bad. I don't know how he's
And
not
for us
that
Phillies
good.
fans, even Dick Allen got fucked over again to get into the Hall of
He
Fame.
gets fucked over every year by one vote. Like,
Like, come
and
on, man.
freaking killing. Are you freaking killing me, dude? Like, Dick
I,
Allen should be in there.
oh shit, hell. I'm MLB. Come on, get your come on, like get your common sense together and put Pete Rose in there. Like, can we?
Literally, all that dude did was bet on a fucking game, which is legal now.
Yeah, like, and I think he's already learned his lesson the last handful of decades. I was like, come on, man. The guy, the hit record's never going to be broken because that's going to be very hard to do nowadays. I mean, the closest. Oh, geez, who had the? But yeah, I mean, I think and what's I find it surprising that Howard even Jimmy Rollins got some votes on the ballot.
Mm-hmm.
That it's just like really. I was like maybe Wall of Famers, but I don't really see them being in the hall. But I don't know. But
The thing with Rollins, Rob, he deserves to be in there.
yeah,
No doubt in my mind, he deserves to be in there. So for you to say he's just a Wall of Fame deserving, completely wrong, bro.
and then again, we also had the late Roy Halladay going in, so which does make sense at the same time. But yeah, I mean that's kind of again the baseball news. But I know this is kind of a little bit old news. There is I've been seeing a lot that Tobias Harris has been being like in a trade package with 2-5.
See ya.
Okay. Dante?
I have not really liked Tobias Harris the last couple years, and I really just want Ben Simmons to be out of fucking this point. Like he's not playing. They're trying to fine him for not playing, and he's still not playing. I'm like, just get rid of him.
I'm just telling you, the only reason you can't get rid of him because Daryl Morey thinks he's a superstar. He thinks he's worth more. So again,
Superstar hell.
That's what I'm saying. You're trying to treat him like he's something, like he's a damn superstar, like getting first round picks, 3 first round picks, and getting a player. You're not gonna get anything better. You're not gonna get anything like that. Just get rid of him, get him off y'all hands. He's already blowing money. He's already letting you know that he doesn't want to.
We have two.
You gotta take to get him up out of there. Take those. Those are not bad deals. They've been offered. It's just Daryl Morey. I figure he's just holding that man hostage. He's not going to get the deal he wants to get. He's not going to get the deal. I'm telling you
that. I mean, and this is the thing too. It's just like, and I've actually watched this one career who actually knows about a lot of why a lot of athletes go broke, and he did a video about 2-5 and his many spending habits. It's like shit. Like the fact that he has, I don't know, man. But other than that, I do think. See, and that's the thing too. Like, and Tyler, I don't know if you ever saw it because me and like others saw this offer from the Pistons. It was Jeremy Grant, Sadiq Bey, Kelly Olynyk.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
That's not a bad deal.
That I see, hate that deal.
I literally commented. I think under the post that said that put
like,
that Twitter
like
up there.
It's time to bring Jeremy Grant home.
And the thing I said I would do that in a heartbeat
because like I want because look. We did Jeremy Grant a lot dirty.
Yeah, Jeremy Grant deserved a lot better than what we did.
And we need to bring back a Nova. We need to bring back a Nova guy because we cannot keep our homegrown guys at all. Mikal Bridges, god damn it!
We literally traded. We traded.
Oh God! Why us? But other than that, so another topic, I know it's kind of a little bit old news, but I don't know if you picked up on it, Tyler. Brooklyn Nets have been finding Kyrie Irving to play full time.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook the other day, actually. Now he needs to buck up and play.
Yeah. So my question is, do you think the Brooklyn Nets without Kyrie are the Brooklyn Nets in trouble without Kyrie Irving?
Hell no. They are not in trouble without Kyrie.
Now, I know I haven't really written this down, but what do you guys' thoughts on James Harden wanting out of Brooklyn?
I think that's where I think Kyrie will come in and play too. If disgruntled James Harden wants out of Brooklyn and you don't have Kyrie to play every basketball game, it can hurt Brooklyn very much. Okay. But you need Kyrie to play. You need Kyrie to play on side of Kevin Durant. That's the problem.
Especially for home games too.
That's why I say comma is a motherfucker.
Yeah, Karma is a bitch, isn't it?
You bust your behind to leave Houston. Now you're not the same player that you once was in Houston. Now you're not getting those same calls no more that the referee tighten up on those calls. Now you're starting to think, hey, he's an overrated scorer because what he used to do, get contact on purpose and get to that free throw line. Now it's not so much you can't do that
because obviously that new foul beating rule,
and it's dropping his points production now. Now he's frustrated and he wants to get out. So now I got a feeling. You know what? I got a feeling. Daryl Morey is gonna do whatever it takes to get him over there in Philadelphia.
Let's
Because
see, I wouldn't mind
You go-
James because I'll take James Harden any day of the week over Westbrook any day of the fucking week.
because James Harden and Daryl Morey is really good buddies. Every time in Houston lost in a series or something, James Harden say, "Go get me this, go get me that." Daryl Morey did it for him. Whatever James Harden wanted, Daryl Morey did it for him. And I got a feeling that he's gonna do now. He's
Because
with
if that's the
Brooklyn,
case, I mean,
he's gonna
look,
do whatever it takes to get him back.
what's it
over
like?
there.
What 35, 36?
Who?
James Harden.
He's in his younger 30s.
He doesn't look like in his younger 30s, so that's the thing.
It's the
But-
beard, bro. It's the beard.
Yeah, beard really throws me but look, let's be real. I mean, I would not mind having James Harden. I think he's still a good player. I think he's still a top 10 player in the league by
Mhm.
far.
Yeah.
It's just how much longer is he going to last in the league, though? For me, that's kind of if I'm this is the thing too. Like, I wouldn't mind having him in the Sixers uniform because number one, the dude is an ISO shooter on his own. Like, look, I know his points per game says otherwise, but even like Dante said before the new foul baiting rule, like he was getting intentionally fouled on purpose a lot. But I mean, obviously, with the new, like we said, the new rule that's in, it's going to call it as an offensive foul. I just feel like I'd rather have Harden over Westbrook, plain and simple. Just take him.
Yeah.
But next topic, because I got a few more here for you guys. Joel Embiid almost passes Allen Iverson and Will Chamberlain for most 30-plus point games.
God damn you, Doc Rivers.
Oh, damn it!
Damn you,
God
Doc Rivers.
damn you, Doc. He was almost there.
So I want you guys' thoughts about that as well. Being up there, probably one of the biggest names in Sixers franchise history.
Joel Embiid, when he does try, he's a dog.
Yeah.
For sure. He's a dog.
I just
And
feel
he
he's
does
can
play.
play. He can play.
It seemed like that's really pretty much the only bright future you got over there in Philadelphia for right now. That's gonna
I
really.
mean, we still
stand
got
out.
Maxey. I mean, he's
That's
a
gonna
great
be Maxey.
developing point guard.
Maxey right now, but like I say, the more you got to give Ben Simmons, you got to give not Ben Simmons, you got to give
Simmons out of here.
you got to give Joel Embiid some goddamn help immediately.
Absolutely,
Man.
definitely.
This man gonna waste his career. This man gonna be
Yeah.
wasting his career in Philadelphia. You got to get some help immediately, and it start with getting rid of 2-5. Tobias Harris, he's gonna get traded soon. I believe he's gonna get traded soon. He in so much. Every time I look around, he's going to try to be in a package deal. So the Sixers are definitely going to get him up out of there. You got to get
clear that amount of money off the books.
He's going to get worn out and tired and hurt over there doing so much for the 76ers. He needs help immediately, man.
Yeah,
that's definitely for sure. It's just like the fact that he was up there. He's already tied with Will Chamberlain and Allen Iverson, both probably one of the biggest names in the Sixers franchise history. It's like no wonder why we hit on a good pick in 20 when we drafted him. Granted, yeah, I mean he set up 2 seasons with the foot injury, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah,
But
he missed I think 2015 and 2016 with an injury.
And seeing the kind of player that he's become since then, it's just like
Mhm.
shit.
Yeah.
But other than that, next topic when it comes to the just NBA, obviously the finals are not going to be coming up very. I mean, we're already getting towards the was it almost towards the All-Star break, if I'm not mistaken. We're getting halfway.
Yeah,
Almost halfway.
All-Star break is next month in February.
Next month, okay.
Yeah.
So NBA Finals sleeper picks. Who's your guys' sleeper picks for the NBA Finals? For me, one team that comes to mind is the Memphis Grizzlies. That's a team that a lot of people need to watch out for.
You know what? I'm going to pick another sleeper team, even though I don't think they're going to make it in the Western Conference. You said sleeper, but
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Utah.
You know what? I can see that.
Honestly. I
go
can
with
see
Utah.
that honestly.
I'm going to go with Utah.
Okay,
But I
Utah.
don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they're going to make it, but I will go with Utah. I will go with Utah. I think they're going to be a second rounding out team. But for
Yeah.
a sleeper team, I will pick Utah to get to the finals.
I think, yeah. Actually, yeah, because I feel like Memphis, and that kind of ties into like the very last one, but we'll kind of we'll get that into a second. I feel like Memphis as a team, they're putting the league on notice. It's like for what are they? Another small market team in the NBA?
Yeah, they're a small market team.
The fact that they're putting this much noise for a small market team with John Morant, Desmond Bain, Tyus Jones, Jaren Jackson Jr., and whoever else is on that squad. Even without John Morant, like they're still kicking everybody's ass without him.
John Morant, I like the guy. He's like every
Dude, what a
game,
pet.
every game, he's like, I'm coming through for your throat, and he goes after him.
And obviously about the Lakers.
They
Yeah,
keep jacking up threes like no tomorrow, missing them.
but that's going to be another topic.
But I did not give you my sleeper pick, Rob.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot.
I will have to go with either Memphis or the Bulls.
Oh shit! I forgot about the Bulls.
To me, the Bulls look a bit well-rounded.
I mean, you still
The
got
way they've been
Caruso.
playing.
You got fucking DeMar. Man, DeMar DeRozan's come out of nowhere for the Chicago
DeMar
Bulls.
DeRozan with like back-to-back game winners. I'm like, yeah, this dude's awesome. And what really shocks me is Lonzo's play.
I just feel like he's just getting better.
He's getting better. I have to give him that. He is getting better.
A sleeper team for me in the Eastern Conference, if this team is healthy, go with Miami.
Okay.
Go with Miami. If
Yeah.
they're healthy, I believe they can compete with anybody in the East if they're healthy. With Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry,
Ooh,
and you
now
got
they're
Bam
still winning
Adebayo.
games.
Yeah.
I think when they're healthy and they're not hurt, I think
That's
still
just-
gonna be
that's a dangerous team.
because you know the
To me-
obvious teams everybody points out is Brooklyn, and you
But
point out
the thing
Milwaukee.
about Brooklyn
That's
is
the obvious
like,
team, you know.
Brooklyn. I just feel like Brooklyn's going to be an easy elimination from the
Yeah,
playoffs.
that team's too much of a mess. But the thing is, I kind of agree with Coach Dante here because you have Jimmy Butler because he's a true leader.
Something
And-
we
and
should
people-
keep
and
this
people
ass
take
here in
that-
Philly.
people
God
take-
damn it!
And yeah, that still pisses me off, but and it still angers me that we had to get rid of that motherfucker. I'm like, we should have kept him
Fuck you, two.
because the next year after we traded him, he goes to the finals. I'm like, that could have been us.
What? Because it's just all because of 2-5. You got
Hey, what the
Yeah,
next year?
dumb.
When the next year? Hey, Tyler, next year, what happened to Jimmy? Where'd he go?
He went to the freaking finals with the Heat. I'm like, God damn it.
I think for me, I feel like the X factor from the Miami is probably going to be Tyler Hero coming off the bench for them.
Oh,
Tyler
my
Hero is like is in the.
Yeah,
Hey,
it angers
Minnesota
me, 'cause
with
it was
the-
like
the-
we
This
get
is,
rid
I
of
think
him.
this is all Sixers.
Hey,
A
the
lot of
same
Sixers.
thing happened in Minnesota. Jimmy Butler lead them to their first ever playoff appearance since
And then
I don't know when in a decade. Then the
Wow.
team unraveled Karl Anthony Towns' ability to work and Andrew Wiggins. He leaves them and go to Miami. They haven't been to the playoffs ever since then. He goes to the Sixers. I think y'all was in the second round. What y'all lost? Second round? What?
We were in
we
the
were
second round. We were in the second round. We almost won Game 7, except for that lucky ass shot that
God, fuck that, man.
that freaking
That's some
Kawhi
bullshit.
Leonard hit, or we would have made it. But then after that, after he leaves, we're first round exits. I'm like, mother.
The last 2 years. Well, was it?
No,
yeah,
it was the COVID year. We were first round exits because
We
Y'all
didn't
had
have
the
him.
best record. Y'all had the best record during
We
that time.
did, but plus
we had the
we didn't
best
have-
record. We had the best record, but then Ben went down with a goddamn injury in the playoffs.
we didn't even have Embiid either at the same time.
And we didn't have Embiid, so we were basically running with rookies and second year players and
And if I'm
backups.
not mistaken, I think that led to Brett Brown getting canned.
So
And then,
yes,
hey, we're trying.
So,
Y'all got swept by
yes.
Boston in the first round. Y'all did get
Yeah.
swept by Boston in the first round.
Yeah.
But and that's
so
another thing-
yes, I see the trend. We did get hit with a Jimmy Butler curse.
that is true. The curse of Jimmy Butler, motherfucker.
Tyler
But-
said that next year he's in the damn finals. The very next year.
Yeah, the next year he's in damn finals, almost winning against LeBron. I'm like, mother,
It's like, I was like, but
it pissed me off.
look,
Y'all
it just
get tired
pisses
of
you off.
that
But
shit,
look,
bro.
it is what it is. Another question is, obviously, since I did mention the Lakers, how would you fix the Lakers? That's my question to both of you.
Man, it's gonna be tough to fix them because as long as LeBron on that team, it's gonna be hard to fix them because he
Yeah.
calls the shots. He's the GM. It's whatever LeBron James want. It's gonna be hard to fix them. It's definitely gonna be hard to fix them because if LeBron say he want Russell Westbrook out, Rob Pelinka is gonna get him up out of there. If LeBron was to come say, "Hey, I don't think this is not working. I think we need to make a change and start with Russell Westbrook." If he wants that to happen, Rob Pelinka will find a way to do that immediately. So it's all up, man, to with LeBron James and what he want. Really, actually,
That's true,
wants
and
him to come forward.
even-
Really, actually,
And that's very true. And I said this too. Is I mean, even like you seem like, and Tyler, I don't know if you ever caught what Magic Johnson said about how disappointing the Lakers are. Like, do you think he was in the right of his statement?
Of him saying flat out that they were terrible and they need
And
to
I
be
forgot
better?
what else he said in that statement. And Russell Westbrook
Listen.
clapped back at it too. Like, come on.
Listen, Magic Johnson is known for being blunt about things. I'm not shocked about it, and he's completely right.
And he's a 5-time NBA champion. He's a Lakers legend.
He knows what it takes to be a champion, and he sees that this team is not it. And
yep.
And I also said too, man, Kobe Bryant has got to be rolling in his grave. It's
Kobe Bryant is like, what did they do to my team?
like literally. But
I mean, Magic been winning championships since he came with the Los Angeles Lakers.
that is
Yeah,
very
he's
true.
the greatest Laker point guard probably of all time. And
Mhm.
if Russell Westbrook don't want nobody to criticize him, well, goddamn, play better, learn how to make a damn layup, learn how to stop turning the ball over, learn how to stop going 2 for 14, learn how to stop 4 for 14, learn how to stop stat padding at times and worrying about damn triple doubles instead of winning. That's what the Lakers organization did, and those legends did. They set a culture for that Lakers organization. If you ain't there to win, what is you there for? You cannot be cherish that purple and gold if you're not there to win championships. Because when you're in LA, especially in a big city, you
Yeah,
are brought
all
there
eyes
to be
on
a part of
you.
something special and win championships. Anything less than the championships, that is disappointing. So if you don't want nobody to criticize you, then you got to play fucking better and stop going 2 for 14. Stop missing layups.
And that's
Yep.
true. And look what happened. Look what Lonzo is doing with the Chicago Bulls. Hell, even take a look at Kyle Kuzma, what he's doing with the Washington Wizards. It's like once they leave, like it's like what the fuck? Like now they're finally actually starting to reach their potential. Which let's be real, I mean, as much as I feel like LeBron and like the older players kind of held that back.
I feel like the problem with Kuzma and Lonzo with the Lakers is because of what Coach Dante said. They're win now. We're got to play great. The pressure was on them, so they were struggling because of that.
That is true. But now
and now they're on the other team. It's like, all right, you can develop into what you want, and Kyle improve.
Kuzma dropped a double on their heads and
That's
post
one thing.
Embiid.
Yeah,
God damn it.
that's one thing that like Tyler said it perfectly. Like I said it. One thing when LeBron James come to your team, you're in the win now. He doesn't have time to develop young guys. You're in a win now situation. So he's gonna and guys in free agency is gonna want to go there because they know, hey, LeBron is here. We're gonna win. We're gonna get right into that championship mode right then and there. So he's gonna do his best. He's not a big time developing guy. So
And
again,
I feel that's gonna be the
that's
downfall of the
part of the reason.
Lakers.
While when everybody leave the Lakers, they go somewhere else and develop their own game. So at this part of time, you ought to get tired of guys moving on and developing their game, something that you should have developed. Now they in other organizations developing their game instead.
Become the better players.
Yep.
We would have expected them to have during the, and that's pretty much right on the hit, right hit on the head. Like what? Because like we get it that LA's a big market and there's a lot of eyes on, and that's like the draws a lot of eyes. Despite even though it was dumb to rename the arena, but that's a whole different thing in itself. But and you having these Laker legends, who are no longer here. I mean, in probably the great Magic Johnson coming out and actually being blunt about it. Like if I'm looking at Lakers legends looking down on this team, it's like I'm like be super disappointed, especially the late Kobe Bryant, which let's be real, I couldn't imagine him wearing Oh, Jesus Christ. Even with his Philly ties, man, shit. Could you imagine we'd had him, Shaq, and AI on that squad?
Oh, we were talking about this. That team would have been freaking deadly.
God damn. But
Oh my god.
see, that's the thing too. Like, even though Kobe played for the Lakers, he's the one guy you cannot hate.
Yeah, he isn't the one guy you cannot hate. Like, and you saw it when he died. Everybody
Like,
and
I
their
was
mom was
shocked.
mourning.
I was like, this can't be fucking real.
Like everybody and their mom was mourning him, and
Like-
it was just like he just
Now-
had that impact.
And think about this too. Like, and I see the people in Philly rocking his high school jersey, Lower Merion,
Yep.
number 33. It's like shit. And it's just like it's crazy that, and just seeing him, celebrating the Super Bowl, seeing the Eagles win the Super Bowl, man. It's just like
That wore my damn heart when that,
Dude,
when that video
that's
came out
just
the
like
day after they won the Super Bowl and he was jumping around and running around.
With his
Oh, we
other
won,
G-
we won.
it's just like God, thank God. Wait, is it? I mean, you could just put Kobe in the Hall of Fame already.
For real, just have him in.
Like at least because he's probably one of these greatest Lakers to even play, and the fact that at times like he almost came close to breaking Will Chamberlain's all-time most points in the game, just fell short. It's like damn.
Yeah,
I wanted. I really.
He had like 81, and it was like, oh, he was so close.
That's like so close by what like 9. If I'm 19, he needed.
Yeah, you only need
Like,
19 more
damn.
points, but the game clock just ran out. It was just like, ugh.
It's like damn. But hell, even when he was on his way out, scoring 61 points on his final game of his career, it's like, hey, look. But Kobe Bryant, man, God rest his soul, but probably one of my favorite Lakers of all time, just because he's a Philly native, just because of that.
And that was one of the and that I didn't start watching basketball until about like 2011, 2012. And the first game I saw was a Laker game. And you could see it on his face when he walked out, when he was on the court, he looked like he was out for freaking blood. And he came at you every freaking quarter. And I'm like, and I gravitated towards that.
And he had that Mamba, like he said, and like Kobe said, like he had that Mamba mentality. And everybody, ever since then, that's become like a trademark mentality that most people would like to have.
Yep.
It's just like, but other than that, I mean, speaking of, another question is, do you think LeBron will break Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's all-time scoring record?
I feel like he is. Yes.
I feel like he is.
Because to me, it seems like he hasn't slowed down.
Because I feel like the longevity is insane.
It's amazing. It's amazing. The guy's like 36 and he's still lighting it up. And I'm like, okay.
I was like, okay.
Usually guys at his age start declining, but no, not LeBron. He just keeps going.
I mean, look, and not gonna lie, he's another guy you need to put. He's really making a great case for the Hall of Fame too. At the same time,
he's in already. Like I don't even care if his career isn't over yet.
He's already in. He's already in. He's been in since his first season of the NBA.
And it was funny, and actually, I did watch a little bit of his documentary. A lot of the Cavs players were talking shit on LeBron when he came into the league. It's like shit.
He been in since he was named the chosen one. He's been in since
he brought that hype with him. I think there was also a movie made about him too, like at the same time.
That's why I still call him the best player in the game.
Dude, he's the best, greatest player of this generation.
In this generation, everybody think Kevin Durant dethroned him, but to be at 37,
I don't see that.
To be at 37 and to still can score 25 a night and carry your team
and be consistent
in the playoffs like that and be consistent with that, that's crazy, man. And still can jump and making valid impact on the game, that's crazy.
That's true. And you don't see players like that had that much longevity at the same time.
No, that's never been seen. Like,
I mean, what player do you know that can go for any team? Any team. Like he goes from Cleveland, his first year going to Miami. They're a lottery team. He leaves from Miami. He wins 2 championships in Miami. Leaves Miami. They still a borderline playoff team. He goes back to Cleveland, promises them a championship. He wins. They go back. All of a sudden, they go back to a lottery team again. LA was a lottery team. LA was a lottery team before he got there. He goes to LA,
Wins
they
a
immediately
championship.
in the playoff picture, and win a championship his second year in the bubble. That's crazy. That's
It
crazy.
is crazy,
To have an
but
impact on one team when a person like him leaves.
Next topic, and that's, I mean, we did talk about the Grizzlies a little bit. The question I propose to you guys is: the Memphis Grizzlies a legit NBA Finals contender, especially in the Western Conference?
I'm gonna have to give it a maybe. I haven't
Okay.
seen. Right now they're passing the eye test, but the thing is, they're a young team. Anything could happen in the playoffs. But right now it hangs in the balance for me.
I don't think they're there yet. They're just there yet. They're a young team. I think the Warriors, I think the Suns are better than them still. I think they still got a lot more to improvement. They still got to get. They're a very young team though. They're right there on the right track, but I don't think they're very much there yet. I don't think that. I think they probably second round and probably out. Depends on the matchup too. It just basically depends on the matchup who they play.
And but you guys got to think too, take in consideration too, the Grizzlies beat a good team like the Golden State Warriors at the same time. Like Memphis can hang with the best of the best in that Western Conference, even though that's probably one of the most competitive conferences. Well, obviously, I mean, there's two, but and I don't know if they're actually going to play. Because if they beat the Suns, I think they really make. I think they can make the case. Make the case though.
I mean, but again, it's different from regular season.
I get it though, but
it's different from regular season in a whole playoff series though. That's really different. You're gonna beat some good teams in a regular season. That's the point all about it. You're gonna beat some very good teams in a regular season. Because can you actually do it in a series, in a playoff series, when the game slows down and they force you to have to use the half court situation time? That's the problem with me. That's gonna get with Memphis. They're gonna be able to get some good wins. They're gonna be able to compete with anybody in the regular season. But can you do it in one series, all in one series where you know it's film? They're gonna watch film and you know they're game planning for you. Can you do it in that? But Memphis, they're not there yet. And they got a bright future if Jaren Jackson Jr. and Dylan Brooks, those guys can stay healthy.
We still got Tyus Jones, is probably a great bench player for them.
Yep. I mean, if Memphis gets a third seed, or if they get a third seed, I think Taylor Jenkins should be coach of the year.
Oh, definitely.
Or JB Bickerstaff from Cleveland. If Cleveland makes the playoffs,
that's right. Cleveland also turned a corner too.
He should be considered coach of the year. Those two should be coach of the year.
Oh yeah, that's for certain. And the fact that Bickerstaff brought out the old Kevin Love, and it's like that. Even though Kevin Love's averaging a little bit over 14 off the bench, it's like, and we all knew that he wanted out of whether he was disgruntled with them. But the fact that he's playing like his old self, it's like where's the disgruntlement right there? Like, it doesn't really make any sense. But I mean, that's kind of, I do agree. I mean, if they could get like one more piece, I think that team, I think they have a shot to go to the finals. But like Dante said, I mean, it's probably obvious it's going to be the Suns and the Warriors almost each and every time. But like we said, I mean, Memphis and I think Chicago and either Miami are going to be like the super sleepers that might sneak up in the respective conferences. But I want you guys to do you guys have any final thoughts before we wrap it up here?
Nah, I don't really have anything.
Nah, man, just thank you for being a part of this show, man.
All right,
This is my first time on with you and Tyler, so
yeah.
Hey, thank you so much. Thank y'all so much for having
pleasure,
me.
Dante. But for those who don't know, you guys can find any Houston related content, occasional Eagles content over there too. Go check out Coach Dante as well. He's a pretty great guy over there. Even when he does live play-by-plays too, go check him out as well.
Yep.
I do think Dante is just like, I mean, obviously, thank you for those who kind of stuck around in the chat for a little bit. I know we kind of dragged it on for about an hour, 35 minutes, but I have no other thoughts. None of all of us on this panel have any thoughts. But with that being said, if you guys liked what we put out, obviously I put out or Coach Dante puts out, hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button on both channels too. We're coming as well. Like we're trying to get to 270. But other than that, I mean, Sleeping Angel, it's a pleasure to see you in here. The AJ show as well. Huge shout out to you. Just a huge shout out to a lot of people in the chat. But with that being said, this is Robert, Coach Dante, and Tyler. We are out of here.